Oh, hey there! Welcome to the show. Troy Cable here with Coffee with Cable. Have you ever wondered about the value of your name? Well, your name communicates so much more than simply a tag or a label of what to call you. Your name becomes the representation of who you are to your family, to your boss, to your friends, to your children, to the businessman in the office, or the waitress at your table. Your name establishes the beginning of a reputation, and the whole of that reputation is recalled by the thought or speaking of your name. There's a reason that it took 9 months for your parents to find that perfect name for you. It's because there's meaning behind it. Dale Carnegie mentioned, remember that a person's name is to that person the sweetest and most important sound in any language. So the value of our names can be founded all the way back to our origins. As in the book of Genesis, the word Genesis even means beginning. And we see many stories where people's names are influenced on who they are throughout the Bible. The very first man we meet in the Bible is Adam. The name Adam is so common in Western society now that one might not think to inquire about its meaning. However, the Hebrew word Adam doesn't simply mean first human, but is rather likely derived from the Hebrew word Adamah, meaning ground. God formed Adam from the dust of the ground, and so his name, and the general Hebrew name for man, is rooted in how mankind began. Throughout history, names have been of great importance. Adam, the first man, was given the task of naming all the animals, and was the only man to ever have the honor of choosing a name for his wife, Eve. And today we still love to choose special nicknames for our spouses, and those names carry great significance between a husband and a wife. Nicknames for children become as endearing, as deep ingrained as the first time a parent hears mama or daddy. And it's for that very reason that we must wisely consider what names we give to one another and what names we choose for our children. Good and bad, the words we hear and the names we're called have such a great importance on our hearts and our lives. Naming is one of the great privileges given to Adam in the Garden of Eden, the power to define the world in certain terms, to label reality and determine people's perception of it. To ask what your own name is really to ask, who am I? Or indeed, who will I become? So therefore, Genesis goes on to explain the names of many of the Bible's most famous characters. Many sons had Father Abraham, says the children's song. And indeed, Abraham's name, an extension of his old name, Abram, means father of many. God made a radical promise to childless 99-year-old Abram that he would be a father of many nations. This new name embeds God's mighty promise to Abraham into his very identity. Names have a great symbolic importance in the Scriptures. Sometimes, though, there's a time for a renaming. Like, for example, the fisherman Simon. He is renamed Peter by Jesus. Peter means rock, and he is to be the rock of Jesus. Matthew 16:18. Ironically, Peter shows himself to be quite lacking in the stability and integrity of what expects from a rock, often completely misunderstanding Jesus and denying him 3 times. But despite his failings, Jesus continues to trust him to fulfill his calling. John 21. God emphasizes on the meaning of names, doesn't stop there. He continues to place incredible importance in the meaning of names. God's careful guidance of your life to develop and discover the meaning of your name can be found in the Scriptures. Fear not, for I have redeemed you. I have summoned you by name. You are mine. Isaiah 43:1. That powerful promise confirms that God knows you by your name. Well, that about does it. Coffee's all gone. For this week, be assured that God knows you by your name. This shows how personal His love is towards you and how valuable you are to Him. Before I was born, the Lord called me. For my birth, He has made mention of my name. Isaiah 49:1. Well, thank you again for having a cup of coffee with me. If you enjoy the show, please subscribe, and I'll see you next week.